Good evening. Hello. How you guys doing? Bridgewater, After Files, Cabin Pie, John Mega. Hello, hello. So, little different today. We're not doing some study box stuff. We're doing some other weird shit tonight. So I got this in the mail. I vaguely know what it's about. We're gonna be doing a lot of learning tonight. Someone phase shifted? Phase shifted again. Okay. All right, sure. It's like using a lawnmower to cut grass. Yeah, I don't know about that. Amazing. Really? I was not at all productive. Half of that was because I was thinking about this bullshit. The other half is I just didn't care about work. I was making coffee at 4 p.m. Oh, I envy that. Yeah, I woke up. I rolled out of bed at like 9 o'clock today. I'm supposed to be at work at 9. I rolled in at like quarter to 10. Did I get the UDEV thing working? No, I did not. I went back to figuring out, making sure I knew how this worked and how like to dump just a standard NROM cartridge off of this. I don't even have the UDEV stuff set up correctly for this either. I gotta run sudo with this. I'm not too worried about it. I might try and fix that tomorrow. I don't know. I remember doing some UDEV stuff a while back and not like accomplishing what I wanted to accomplish with it. So I don't know how well I'll be able to get that working. But I can just like run it with sudo and it works fine, I guess. I don't know. So I can't dump the floppy the discs yet. They are in the other room. So I don't accidentally fuck them up. But yeah, so I can't back up discs yet. I'm waiting for a wire that's still in the mail. It'll be here roughly around Thanksgiving. I'll get it afterwards because this stuff. However, this does work. I confirmed that today. And by today, I mean like 10 minutes ago. So if I plug this into the USB and then, run it with sudo, don't worry about it. I was able to add a bunch of all the FDS ROMs I have, because I had a bunch for whatever reason. I don't remember where I got them. But I was able to add a bunch here. I guess this is like how much space is left on the stupid thing. And if I plug that into the RAM adapter that's off screen and you can't see, over here, and I turn that on, it works. Fantastic. So I can't dump the discs yet and figure out exactly how all that ticks. However, I have this, and this does work. So we can plug this into it and start poking at it and seeing how it behaves in certain circumstances. Will we get very far? I don't know. I'm gonna have to learn a bunch about the disk system, because I know that it exists basically, and I know like how to use it as a consumer, but all the technical stuff I am not up to speed yet. So we're gonna have to get up to speed tonight, at least a little bit, so I can start figuring some shit out. But as for this thing, this fucking thing, there's so much I don't know about this. So I scanned the manual the other day, and I do have the full. Oh, these are rotated weird. I do have the full RAWs for these. These are on Discord. If you haven't seen them yet. I can't believe you bought that one. Listen, I'm a lazy piece of shit, all right? Oh, right, scene. Yeah, scene. And like... So, okay, the other thing was like, oh, you can just buy the fucking N64 AV cable and cut that up. And I looked at the I counted the number of wires coming out of that. And I'm like, wait a minute, that's not 15 or whatever the fuck I need. So I just went, fuck it. So whatever. I've spent more money on stupider shit. I don't care. I'll have plenty to do. Even if I run out of stuff to do with this in the time we wait for that. There's a bunch of stuff I do want to clean up with study box stuff. We won't, I don't think we'll get that tonight, but now. FDS has an AK BIOS ROM, PRG RAM, and CHR RAM. Yes, so just given like how this device is supposed to work in general, right, is you pop a floppy in, it reads it, and then it plays a game without having to really read the floppy except to like swap to side B or whatever, right? So yes, so it has to have program RAM in there. It has to have CHR RAM as well. It also has to know how to load shit. So if I turn that off, unplug the damn thing, right? Come over here. Turn it on. Ta-da! It has to know to tell me, hey, you didn't plug the damn thing in. So there is some sort of BIOS on that, right? That stuff is evident. And because of how the 6502 works, I know where at least 3 bytes of where the BIOS needs to be. I'm sorry, 3 words where it needs to be, 6 bytes. So yeah, there's some assumptions that I can make without knowing really anything about the technical of the actual system. But yeah, we will be consulting the wiki a bunch because I don't need to do a lot of that research myself. It's a Famicom cut copy. Yeah, so yeah, it is a weird ass cartridge copier thing. So there's 2 slots on it, right? It doesn't come across on camera very well, but the bottom one is a cartridge slot. It says ROM, and the top one says disk. It says disk because you're supposed to take this, which is the RAM adapter for the disk system. Make sure I don't break that connector. You pop that in like that. So you got just enough space to pop in a cartridge that you can then, allegedly, copy to a spare disk, which apparently will only run with this thing. So you can't just like copy the disk and, oh, I can play it on any disk system. No. You need one of these stupid things. I have a hunch as to why. Well, mainly it's okay. So the FDS games are built to run at a certain address, right? Sure. These are also built to run at a certain different address. So this has to do some address mapping for that kind of thing. Now, do you have a suitable cartridge for that forward slot? Not the EverDrive, but a real cart. This. So this is an NROM game. It's that, well, I'll pop it in. Pretty sure it's an NROM game then. That is. God, if it wants to cooperate. There it is. I might want to grab another one. But yes, I do have a few. I will not be using my EverDrive for this because EverDrive does some fucky bullshit. Yeah, English. I guess. I don't know. It says English on it. Does it have to be NROM, or does it also support some other mappers? So it'll support any NROM, and these games. English education on my Famicom? That's more likely than you think. Yeah, right? So apparently, these are cartridges that have been tested to work. You can't see it again. God damn it. I'm going to do that all night. So these are cartridges, apparently, that are confirmed or whatever to work. This is from the scans from the manual. Yes, it goes up to the very edge of the page right there. Wait. Okay, can you not actually? Please? Thank you. Way up to the edge of the page. Right to the edge. The disc copier. Yeah, I think so, right? I did a quick, Google Translate on it. And it's manufacturer and like game or something like that. All right. Where is this one? And then translate. Camera. Nope, let me go up here again. And that says copyable software tested. So that is right there. So allegedly, the stuff on this list will be fine. Will work. You can copy this stuff. Allegedly. I have a feeling this is not an exhaustive list. It probably has support for certain mappers, sure. No, this has nothing to do with the Fammy? No? Oh, is this just shit that they copy themselves? Bastards. This is how to use all of it. We won't see any of this today, because I am not putting one of those discs in the thing until I can copy it. Until I can back it up, that is. I got ads for other shit in here too. Yeah, I haven't translated any of that. But yeah. Yeah. So I need to do a little bit of reading up on some disk system stuff. At least real quick, so I know where to start looking. I don't know, kind of where to look for this thing. Right? Because I want to like poke some registers. Because so this, let me get, where's internals? Get me the good pictures. There we go. There's the top, and there's the bottom. So this is the connector that goes into the Famicom. It's just that thing right there. Right, this I hate that. I hate that it's just a bare circuit board. So the little ejection thing does fuck all, right? So I have to like, pry it apart carefully with my hands. I hate it. Yeah, so this thing has a ROM slash, I'm sorry, disk/ROM switch on the very end right there. That's what this is. It's got a reset. It's got some unlabeled dip switches over here. They're all currently down. They are all currently down. I have no idea what these do. If this was NES stuff, I would assume that it would be like a CRC defeater or whatever the hell, but that doesn't exist here. Do I have a quick disc reader? I do not have some hardware that is in the mail. Oh, I have one of these, so we're good there. That's not the hardware I'm waiting for. I'm waiting for a wire, essentially. That I didn't feel like building because I'm lazy. Shut up. Jump. Yeah, so there's a jumper here, an AB. Don't know what that does. Commander, how you doing? There's a bunch of fucking 7400 or 74 series logic, right? I don't know what these numbers actually mean. I'm not like a circuit guy, so I haven't memorized any of this shit. So I'm not sure what all that logic does. I don't know what the hell this thing is. Weird capacitor looking thing? I don't know. It looks fucking weird to me. It's got a clear case. Some more shit over here. I'm assuming some sort of like mapper fucking thing. I don't know. The switch IDs? Okay. That's all right. So that was for this then. Dual 2 to 4 line inverted demux. I see 1. What's 4? SRAM. Okay. SRAM. Yeah, I see 1. Dual 2 to 4 line inverting demux. Okay. I see 2. Quad 2 OR. C4 is over here. C3 right there. Quad 2 and C5. Another line inverting demux. NORs. Hex inverter. 8 right here is 8-bit register with a clear. Okay. Line inverting demux again. A few of those. NOR, XOR. IC13. Line selector. Dual 4-to-1 line selector. And a 333 NOR. Okay. Hello. MDS Ubuntu. Hello. Welcome. The RAM. Yeah, that's the RAM. That's the RAM. So yeah, a bunch of 74 series logic, some RAM, and some cartridge connectors, and a few resistors here and there, and some capacitors. I don't know. Yeah, and something that kind of struck me as odd, or whatever, is these cartridge connectors. Let me actually hang on. Which one was the SNES again? Okay, that is not SNES. All right. They are two different cartridge connectors, and one of them has the sides ground down. Like, what? Where is that? I put that in Discord, I think, a while back the other day, didn't I? Where is it? Yeah, there it is. One of them, which is the disc one. This is what the side of it looks like. Like, what the hell is this? What the shit? Just decoding and mapping? Probably, yeah. Yeah. So yeah, they were not nice to these things. So something else that I didn't realize until it was too late. You see over here? A little bit of a lip. Where's my phone? I need to send myself a picture. Hang on. A little bit of a lip there, right? It's only on one side. And it's only on one of the connectors. Hang on. I need to send myself a picture. Hang on. Over there. And then we're going to add... Come on. Phone. That one and that one. Go. So, I realized a little too late there was a lip in the plastic. And the study box that I had put in there for a picture didn't come out all that easy. It's fixed now. It's minor damage. But a bunch of the metal grounding thing caught. I had to fucking pry it up with a screwdriver. Oh, and I heard it. Oh, God, I heard it. Oh, I hated that. But Yeah, the slots are still there. Nothing's ruined on this thing. Lesson learned. We're not doing that again. Whoops. Some of it is address decoding, one is the address itself, some of it's routing for various chip select signals on the top side connectors. Yeah. Yeah, I would assume like signal routing and some sort of address shenanigans or what have you. Yeah. Like you've seen this thing before? Possibly. I don't know. It's well, I posted this on Discord the other day. This guy here. Paid more than that, I think. So much work for this thing. Oh god. I don't think it would, because of the bullshit that the study box pulls. That this wouldn't support, with RAM and all that kind of shit, right? Yeah, I've got some serious doubts, but I need to figure out how this works first. So turn it off first. What we're gonna do before you plug this thing in, because so I've already plugged this in, you know, to here, and I am not looking forward to having this dangling over my workspace, because there is no support with this. Like, you can barely even fucking see the connector if I hold it up like that. There is no support. Terrifies me. Well, yeah, so I'm gonna put it like this, but like, okay, I'll show you. That's still like, what the fuck is going on here? So I'm still gonna lay it down like this, but I hate that still. Yeah, a bit wibbly, yeah. Now, but before we get too deep into that, some sanity checks, right? Where I dump a cartridge and make sure that works without using that thing or poking around or what have you. All right. Hang on, I'm gonna grab some more actually. Give me a second. Okay, these should also be NROM, I think. Donkey Kong 3 and fucking Math Donkey Kong Jr., I think. Let's have a look-see. Donkey Kong 3. This one. Yeah. That's certainly NROM. Yeah. Ain't fucking anything on that cartridge. Oh my god. 16K NROM. Okay. All right. So, that's clean, right? I mean, if it doesn't want to work, I'll clean it. Use the cartridge that has support. I could, yeah. No. Yeah, it'll probably be fine. I'll have it out of the way. So, yeah. All right. Going over to INL Retro host. Okay. And I actually want to, because this annoyed the hell out of me. This script is broken. Borked. And it's also the default. Retro 2. Retro.lua. Okay. So that means I don't have to supply the script. Script name, where is it? It's one of these. Lua file name, this right here. I don't have to provide that. Okay. Retro. And then mapper nrom. And X is going to be 16. Y is going to be 8. And we're dumping to dk3.nes. What do you mean unsupport? Oh, I didn't actually give it a console. Okay. Good. Okay, that works. Fantastic. Oops, no. Like that. CD up to, I know, retro again, host, scripts, NES. Okay. Right out the FTS disk. Once you put the disk, put it on a disk, it's no longer the original data on the disk and cannot be recovered. Once you put it in an FTS, it is no longer the original data on the disk and cannot be recovered. What do you mean? Huh? Yeah, if I write over the thing, yeah, it writes over it. Like what? Huh? Or do you mean as soon as I put it in, it writes some bullshit to it? Is that what you're saying? All right, so where the fuck is what? No, what happened to the study box shit I had in here? Huh? I am not on the correct branch. Shit. Unlink. INL retro Lua. Get check out. There it is. Okay, that's better. That's better. Okay. Get rid of that. Okay, that's better. If you overwrite it, it'll be overwritten. Yeah, right? Like, huh? Dunga bunga. I laughed at that when I saw that. Okay. Sit over here. Now, this is my attempt to do, or not my attempt. This is my disgusting code, by the way, to do verification for the study box from 4 or 5 years ago, whenever the fuck that was. I don't know. The script was dated 2022, I think. For the last modified time, but that was only when it was last modified, not when it was created. I think it was like 2 years old at that point, give or take, right? But we are going to be doing some similar stuff that this script is doing, or at least a similar idea, right? Where we're going around and we're poking all kinds of shit. So yeah, I'll start with figuring out what, like, the general address space for the disk system is, and just start dumping shit. Seeing what I get, right? Then maybe writing some registers into places and see if anything changes. With cartridges in and all that kind of stuff, right? So if I, like for instance, take this out, put it in here, and switch it over to ROM with the cartridge in, I would expect it to be just a pass-through device, so I can read the cartridge. I would expect that. I want to prove it though, so we're gonna have to prove that. See if that's actually what happens. Anyway, so I have a dump. Let me actually get a dump without a header. Well, yeah, I would expect that. However, I'm going to test it to make sure that that's what would actually happen. Anyway, so we're going to create a new script here. sf.lua. This one has a local SF. Is that sure? Map name. We're just gonna use SF for that because fuck it. Create header. We'll copy that over. Why not? I don't think I care right now. Okay, right string, right and verify. Let's go all the way to the bottom actually, because I'm gonna need this. Yoink, paste. sf.process equals process. Return sf. Okay. So that means we need the process function. Right there. And grab a bunch of this that I probably don't actually care about, but I'm gonna take it anyway. Yoink, paste, mirror test. Okay, sure. And init mapper. Yeah, let's get one of those, I guess. I don't think I care for the debug. It's not going to do anything for now. Like this doesn't do anything. Okay. And just so sanity check, print SF process. Okay. And then I also need to modify this guy to understand that. Like that. Okay. Oh, it's a different folder again. Let me actually hang on. Go over here. No, not that way. Like that, thank you. Scripts, ness, scripts, inl, retro.lua. Yes on that. Yes. Scripts, ness, sf.lua. Okay. Okay. What is the largest? I have no idea. No idea. Intro. Mapper, SF, console, NES. Don't care about the rest of it. Segfault. Non-option argument SF. What the fuck? Do I need to actually hard code these fucking mappers in there? That'd be stupid. Oh, yeah. 16? Let's do 32. Why not? Okay, good. SF process. Okay, good. So. Not that. VS. Scripts, NES. What do I want? I want SF. Scripts, NES. This is a reference. Actually, no. Enron. We'll use this as a reference. So the first thing I want to do is I just want to dump an entire address space to a file. Right now I'm still using just the Donkey Kong cartridge. Dump the SATA ROM, dump the PRG ROM. Dump the file. I don't like how that works actually. Hang on. I did a different way for this, didn't I? Verifying data. Okay, yeah, start address. It goes through. It's the longer way of doing it, but I'm okay with that, I think. Also going to init mapper there if we decide we need something there. Local function. Dump ROM. End. Dump ROM. Oop. All right. Dump file name. We're going to use that actually. Dump file. Dump file. Paste. Dump file. 56K per side due to headers in CRC. Oh. I've been running my heater for a while now. File. Oh. Flush and file. Close. Okay. And all right, we're gonna have a quick look over here. This. Okay, so the address space for the cartridge starts at what? 4400, right? Now I know that because that's where that's where it starts for the study box. I think I want to I want to read all of cartridge space, right? Even if we don't find anything, that's okay, right? Because we might later on. Who knows? So yeah, the registers here start or end rather at 4092. Looks like. Disk format, file format, BIOS. Vectors? Really? Vectors inside a stack. That. All right. Cool. I mean, I get it, I guess. 4020 or so? Really? That means this guy has, yeah. Of course registers would be in cartridge space. Duh. I'm like, wait a minute, but that overlaps with the mapper register. Wait. Yeah. Uh-huh. Where's a what is it? Memory map? Unmapped, available for cartridge use. 4020 to FFFF. All right, that is the address space where we will be working with. So, start. How do I, like, define variables and shit? Is it let? I can just do one of these, can't I? For adder equals 0x for 020 to that by 1? Or do I want to do that? Do end. Okay. Dot. Nest CPU RD val at adder. File that right. File right string.char. Ew. Val. Would that work? I don't think it's very common to use the early part of the cartridge space simply because it requires a lot more exact address decoding. Right. That's what I figured. So everything from like hex 8000 up, like that, you can do that with fucking not wiring up a pin or whatever the hell, right? But for shit that's lower than that, you have to start getting a little more careful with address decoding, and then stuff starting at 4020, you have to be very careful, right? Like you have to actually decode all of it. Why is this Lua? Because that is what the ROM dumper that I have uses. And I would rather use Lua than recompiling C whenever I make a change to something. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then we're going to, this doesn't actually matter. Whoa. The X doesn't actually matter. We're just putting a value there because whatever. No. Retro help again. D. DK raw dot dat. Okay, it is significantly larger than this. 48K, sounds about right. Actually, I don't even need the I don't need the verbose on that one, but I do need the less. Yeah, okay. So it doesn't have a lot where I wouldn't expect anything, basically. And at the very end, Am I off by 1? Move a for loop. Min or max value. Is that inclusive? Oh, stop that. Push the loop continues to execute. Okay, so condition check internally compared to between there. Yes, it is inclusive. Okay. Which means I've got an off by 1. This should just be F, 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 F. So setup seems nicer than whatever scripting language the Kazoo uses. Does it use its own, like, its own, like, homegrown scripting language? All right, so I assume this is like open bus or something, right? Yeah. Okay. Good. So let's tail N1 N2 and then do the same thing for dk3.nes. Because that is the character ROM that I didn't bother reading. Right. Limit table index being one base will never annoy me forever. Yeah, I hate the one base bullshit. One base indexing and inclusive loop end. All right, so we're looking for C0, C0, ew, 8D, C0, 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 00, C0. Okay. And that at the boundary of shit. Where's the boundary for this? I should know this. Be a whole number, right? Right there. Okay, good. Yep. All right. So that does work. Good. Okay, just for shits, we're going to unplug this real quick. We're going to unplug this as well. Grab this. Okay, yeah. Make sure I'm plugging it in correctly. Plug it in. Come on. Thank you. Oh, that's wobbly. Alright. It's going to be more difficult with cartridges in this thing. Plug that in. Okay. We're going to do the exact same thing. Except... SF dash nothing. ROM. So the ROM switch is selected, but nothing else is plugged into the stupid thing. Go. What do we get? SF nothing. Whew. Okay. Whole lot of nothing. We're gonna do that one more time. _2. All right, my guess is this is open bus behavior, right? CV that to SF nothing to text. Probably Sandra. How you doing? Welcome. But mostly FFs, yes. SF nothing rom dot text and SF nothing rom underscore 2 dot text. Yeah, it's a bit flip here and there. That's all that really is. Okay. Some sort of open bus behavior, something or other. Up the disk. Just for shits and giggles. God damn it. I always do that. Chili. Welcome. Had supper M high. Nice. Nice. Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Hex. I don't expect this to be much different than what we just saw. SF nothing. Disk. That's even more consistent. Surprising, actually. Okay. Wasn't really expecting that, but that's... Sure. Fine. Okay. Let's put it back on ROM, and this is going to be the interesting part. Okay. I'm gonna put a ROM in there. Okay. Hang it over the edge. Dumping the copier device without any card. Yes. Yes. We're figuring out how this thing ticks, if at all, right? Okay. This one, ROM DK. What do we get? Oh, that isn't nothing. Okay, well. DK. We get... Okay. We get the cartridge, as is. Okay. Let's try disc. Oh, no, I need to actually dump it first. No, this is nothing sure. Disk.dat. Thank you for that file. Appreciate that. So all I did was swap the switch to disk. I assume this will give me a similar open bus situation. Yes. F's across the board. All right. More consistent this time now. That's surprising. I'm going to plug this cartridge into the disc slot. Right, 1E to 4C to see if that changes things. What is that for? 4C0. That's not any of these. But yeah, sure. All right. We'll put that into init mapper. Xerox. It's for the family. Okay. 4C00. 0xe1 you said, right? Nothing disk 2. Nothing. I don't know if like it interrupted the registers to the disk system or not, right? All right. So I'm going to plug this cartridge into the disk slot. Do the same thing. dump that again. I do want to, hang on. Dir SF dumps. Move SF star dot dat into SF dumps. We need to organize this a little bit more. Those. And some of these. Sort. Nope. Scripts. No. SF dumps. Okay. DK. So this is going to be DK ROM. Okay. Yeah. I think you had to read for that too? Oh, yeah. Right. Jojo, how you doing? Welcome. Dumps. Right to 4C00 dat.
Hello, L81.
Hello, hello. I don't have anything in any slots. Don't do it if you have the cartridge empty a slot. Well, nothing's in that slot right now because I forgot to plug anything in. Nothing's there, surprisingly. Anything fun? Not yet, because we haven't gotten very far yet. But we have it hooked up to the ROM dumper, and we've just started. Oh, the light's on. We've just started poking things, getting a baseline of, you know. Oh, nothing's plugged in. What does it do? Fuck all. Cool. Cartridge is plugged in, and I have it suck the cartridge. What does it do? Oh, it gives me the cartridge. Cool. Sanity checks, and we work our way from there. I'm gonna see what happens if I have it switch to disk and plug in a cartridge. Like, will it just... Oh! Okay. It's a different size. So this cartridge physically does not fit. Oh! Kind of? Oh, balls. Hang on. I made another boo-boo, I think. Hang on. Hang on. Hang on. I need to take this thing off. Give me a second. I think I made a boo-boo. It's on there, but not very far. I need to get that off carefully. Now, I couldn't do this with the study box stuff. Just push harder, right? But I can do it with this one. Because it's just a plain old cartridge. And I've taken this apart before, so I know how it comes apart. Thankfully, it comes apart kind of nicely. Kind of easily. And I might just keep the cover off a little bit, honestly. Especially if this bullshit keeps happening. Come on, thank you. Gently. So it's in two pieces, by the way. So it's got a bottom piece right here that actually bolts to the circuit board. Yes, bolts. There are some plastic spaces between the circuit board and the metal sheet. It doesn't, like, you know, short out, obviously. And the top beige cover is actually in two pieces. I don't think I need to actually remove the second piece first because of how it, like, connects. So give me a second here. And these are itty bitty screws. These screws are teeny tiny on the outside of this thing. The screws holding the circuit board on are a lot more robust, a lot larger, but they've got a fucking bolt on them. So it's a screw and a bolt. So nothing's like, there's no like threaded metal on that side. for those, but there are for these little itty bitty screws for whatever reason. All right, for whatever reason, these they have it because you can't like get in there with a fucking wrench or whatever, you know, and hold the other side of it or whatever. All right. Come on, you little bastard. There you go. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to get back on. Tell you what. Okay, so now I still have one screw in the other one, so this will like just kind of up a little. It's calling me a liar, the bastard. There it goes. See, so two pieces. So the upper piece, and then that last screw for the bottom one. So I can just lift that off there, right, and get some more access to the actual cartridge. Now that I fucked it up. God damn it. Okay. And it's just like the screws holding it in place, right? There's no like, you know, lip or whatever that this stuff rests on. Okay. Yeah, okay, it is separating the shell on the cartridge. What the fuck? Yeah, it is just larger. Okay. So the cartridge slot 9mm? And then the disc slot is like 13? Okay. Yes, I do have an imperial and metric ruler, by the way. I've got a few of them, but probably on purpose. Yeah. Yeah. Because this, you know, is obviously larger. Well, you can't see that, but yeah, what is that? Yeah, it's about 14 or so. Probably, I don't know. No, I don't think I'm reading this right. Anyway, it is ever so slightly larger than that. So yeah, lesson learned. We need to be careful. Yeah. Okay. So let me get the lid back on this. I don't like having this bare like this. We're gonna get the lower lid on first. So this one, I'll show you here. So it's got that little lip like right here, kind of, you can kind of see almost, right? You can kind of see it against my forehead there. But that like goes underneath and like catches it this way, right? So yeah. And the LED switch and reset and all that kind of stuff kind of poke through the front, right? All right, and then kind of precariously. Come on. Oh, I hate this so much. Because, like, getting these screws in is just going to be a pain in the ass. Because I got to, like, balance so much shit. So I don't, like, lose the screw number one. I got to line the fucking holes up. And screw it in slightly. I don't want to screw it all the way. Because if I tighten it, the other screws won't be lined up. Come on. Alright. Just tighten it down barely. On the side. Come on. There's that one. One more for this guy. Come on. Hello there. How you doing? Behind the window. Britt. Hey, doing? Welcome. Yeah, unlicensed cart to disc dumper thing. Yeah. It's got unlicensed build quality. That's how I'll phrase that. that in there. Yeah, it's a really interesting looking device. That made some choices, I guess. I don't know. Okay. Equals metal, I guess? I don't know. Well, metal and like, you know, there's itty bitty screws and the fucking, the two separate sizes for the cartridge ports, right? That I just found out about. Whoops. The hard way. Premium construction. Premium TM. And like everything from the fucking 80s and 90s, it has an expansion port that nothing goes to. That was never used, right? Well, actually, I guess like the only expansion port that I know of, really. Well, that's not really true. Because Commodore had an expansion port that it used, right? Or as a cartridge port or what have you. The Famicom has a, you know, the expansion port on the front that a bunch of shit used, because... Well, I mean, the controllers are, you know, hardwired into the system. So if you wanted to use like a non-standard controller, you couldn't just like, oh, plug it into the controller port. No, you had to use the fucking expansion port, right? But like for the NES, there's a whole like expansion port thingy on the bottom that isn't used for any commercial anything. All the ports on the VIC. Yeah, so. As soon as I started saying that for like the Commodore, I'm like, wait a minute, and I'm not even really a like Commodore or VIC person, right? Because I don't even know if I've used a Commodore actually, so it's not my field of expertise. But like on the NES, there's a massive, you know, port that does fuck all, right? There's a port on this that even in the documentation for this that I have is, oh, nothing uses this yet. Yeah, there was a port on the fucking like PlayStation, like the original one, right? That that like you'd use for like a backup, whatever the fuck, right? It wasn't. I don't think there were any official accessories for that thing. It was just, you know, pirate shit that was used for it. Anyway, okay, we got that off now. So I kinda want to poke at this without that, just so I can get a feel for it, right? Ridge Racer! Yeah. I'm gonna plug this in. Like that. We're not gonna have anything attached to that. And I want to dump the ROM first, the BIOS on this guy, right? Where's my wire? There it is. Yeah, let's dump the BIOS on this, like that. So this is going to, we're not going to do any of that. This, thank you for the follow, by the way, appreciate that, is going to go from what does the BIOS start again on this? BIOS 8K E to FFFF. Okay. Oh, that's not comment. E00 to FFFF. Okay, this FDS BIOS like that. Okay. That's probably about right, yeah? Where's the... this. Looking for those vectors that I just saw. Controls. Game vector 1, 2, and 3. FFFAA. Oh, that doesn't actually. That's the address at. This doesn't actually show me the address. All right. But yeah, looks like the BIOS. Okay, I need to get a drink real quick. Hang on, because I forgot to get that. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere. I have returned. Okay. Okay. So, let's plug this in. I'm kind of curious if I can get like a disk dumper working with this. I mean, I'll try it with these other discs that I already have, not the ones for this guy. I have a bunch of discs, right? These should actually work. These should all work, but yeah, maybe in a bit. Okay, we're just gonna plug this real quick. We're gonna get it plugged into the device. Okay, that I'm gonna plug in right into that guy. I can still set it down like that. Oh man. So jank. Swear to God. Okay. Same idea. Okay. SF BIOS dot. Disk is selected. Okay. The user handler's location will shift between BIOS revisions, hence the use of indirect addressing here. Got it. Got it. It makes sense. These two. Okay. MD5 some that and that. Okay. Just pass through. Got it. I assume if I switch that ROM, whatever the hell, now that is just going to no cart. I assume X dump C, SF dumps, SF FDS. I did that weird. Yes, okay. I have a legally obtained copy of disksys.rom. Yes. Yes, I do. Okay. I want to see if I can get this without the device. I want to see if I can actually dump a ROM. What does that entail? Okay. BIOS. This contains a BIOS there, controls Famicom Power on and reset, dispatches Animi and RQ, and offers API for accessing data on disk. Routines for common tasks include controller reading and PPU handling are also provided for programmer convenience. Yes. Puppy T. Because I have my language reference done? Really? You're always getting closer. How are they not hurting my... Maybe they are. Just, the old dog doesn't give a shit. Alright. BIOS contains reset handle, which initializes the Famicom disk system and PPU registers, including the warm-up loop. A warm-up loop. Oh, right. Yep. I did that too. I did that too in my stuff. Then checks for inserted or loaded disk. A basic interface is set up to display error messages if disk loading fails. Once the disk has loaded, or reset flag and type are set. So there's a reset button. Wait. Before any of that, hang on. There are dip switches. What do you guys think those dip switches do? These guys over here. Do I want to plug a ROM in a cart, fuck with the dip switches, and see what? So right here, these guys. There's 4 of them. These little switches on the front, right? That are like on the board. They're through hole mounted. Yeah, little switches you can flip. Right. So, what if I just put the cartridge in, flip a switch, dump all the ROM space, see what's different, if anything. I'll want to dump PPU space as well, actually, for that. So let me do that real quick. So I can dump both ROM and PPU. Dip 1, read. Dip 2, read. Dip 3, delete cartridge. Dip 4, read, right? Set into a dual inline package footprint for a PCB. There you go. Well, I mean, okay, so this one isn't technically dual inline. Technically. That's the front of the game. I lied. How dare. It actually is that footprint. Never mind. That's it. That's it right there. It's angle mount, yeah, but it is DP. Yep, there's the two lines on it. Don't know where the hell these are all going, but they're going somewhere. So let's switch one of them. We're gonna switch just number 1 into the off position, so they're all on. Yeah, so I want this cartridge in the front. And then this guy in front of me. Ugh. I need a better spot to put this, actually. Hang on. Angle that a little bit. Get that out of the way. Don't lose this. Plug it in over here. So don't lose that. Okay. Over here. There we go. Come on. Yo. Okay. I do want to dump. We'll dump all the cartridge space because sure. Dump file plus. Can I do a pen like this in Lua? Is that how that works? Dot? Okay. It's weird, but okay. PRG.dat. And then PRG file. PRG file. PRG file, PRG file. Yoink all that. Paste. Chur file. Chur file, chur file, chur file. Chur.dat. PPU. Okay. And this is going to go from 0, 0 to 1 FFF, I think. Yeah. Okay. SF DK dip 1111 dot one other one. So I'm gonna turn off that dip switch again, or on rather. Come on. So they are all in the on position. Good. We got 2 of them. And just for shits and giggles, all right. Oop. More or less what I expect. Good. Cool. Okay. Turn the first one off. Zero. MD5 some SF dumps SFDK dip underscore star dot start everything. Hang on. Dot dat. Really? They are different. I honestly wasn't expecting it to be this different already. Is that just like an offset? Yeah, that just means it like blanked a bunch out. What the fuck? Okay, let's turn that one back on and turn the next one off. Go retro bin. Sure to image. Really? Do I? No, I do not. I do not have that plugged in right now. Trying to grab something from there. It could be, absolutely. If I have some star dip star.dat. PRG is different now. Was it different before? Yes. My shirt, thank you. Cuban. Okay, okay, so this one's all on. This one, okay, we're gonna see what this one is. F%dat dot, and then text dot text. Oh, okay, so we're gonna take this one. And we're going to diff it with this one. What the hell? For the dip switches from different that. So I have decent pictures. Let me actually get these up on Discord real quick. Archive. Zip. Add. Yeah, so I'm going to drop these into the hardware channel. They are two pictures. It's these two pictures here. This one. Fury, hey, don't. This picture here, as well as this picture here, are on Discord now in the hardware channel. So you should be able to kind of trace out. That's kind of hard to see. Remember I took another picture of the top up here. So it's kind of like, you know, blocked out a little bit. Is that what I needed though? Okay, it is kind of hard to see regardless. Can we just, it's just there's so all the time, so I was gonna just molecular form. Exactly. Someone already did that based on the earlier comments, but the chips were doing. Oh no, not yet. I hadn't actually posted these pictures yet. And before this, there was only one picture of the top of the board. Yeah, I'll do it after stream, unless you want to do it before. I'm okay with that. You're more than welcome to drop them on into that thread, because I know which one you're talking of, which one you're speaking of. Yeah. I also have, where is that other picture? It was neat, not really like a good picture, but it was a neat picture. Was it one of these? No, that's, no. Posted it earlier. What the hell is it? Oh, there it is. Where I put it on top of one of my lights so I could like see through it. Because it's a fairly translucent board, right? So if you hold it up to the light, you can see through it. So I figured, oh, I'm gonna put on the light, see what happens, see what I can see through it. It's nifty. I don't know if this is very helpful or not. Well, it might be for like, you know, around here. Seeing kind of where some stuff goes, right? How some of the buses connect, like the ground plane and all that. Now, overriding pulls up or down. Oh. Yeah, you can easily see the grounds, that's for sure. They're the big fat ones, right? You can see the grounds going to all the chips, right? Getting wired into all the chips. No, this is the wrong side. Yeah, these chonkers, right? Ground power, yeah. The rails, right? One of them is powered. True, yeah. Yeah, they aren't connected here. So one is power, the other is ground. I'm not sure which. I don't know. Is the middle? What is that one? Is that ground in the middle? Pin out. Famicom. Ground. 5 volts on pin 30. Where's pin 30? So yeah, that guy there is ground. So this is the ground plane, right, or the ground rail, and then this guy must be the power rail, right here. All right. That's power up top, going all around. Power on the outside there. One ground. Yeah, so that ground in there, and then there was ground and 5 volts. We're looking at it like reversed, upside down. So then this last pin over here would also be ground. Pin 30. Pin 30 is 5 volts. Pin 1. It's not connected right here. Okay, but that is ground. Yeah, so that's power. That'll be connected to this side of it, right? Top side, this is top side. I don't see anything connected there. And then on the bottom, Oh. I'm sorry, that was the bottom side. It is. It is. It actually is connected. Yeah, absolutely. Yep, right there. Well, yeah, right there too. 1, 2, 1, 2. That goes who knows where. Up right to the ground pin in the middle there. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah. So where the hell do these go? They go off into all that nonsense. Yeah, I'd have to like trace that out because that gets lost in there. Let me hang on. So I could just scroll up and down and just get to these two. Good. Oh no, it goes way over here. No. Yeah, it goes up here. It's that one. Way down here and gets lost in that mess and then hits one of these, I think. To the other side of the board. To over here somewhere and then, oh my god. Are 6, 7, and 8 connected? These guys over here. So those guys, whoa, are these right here? Connected together on the bottom side. 5. Which one's 5, 6, 7, 8? This guy's connected to the capacitor, and then this is connected to maybe 2 down. This is actually a little helpful. Yeah, so they're connected there. That I can't really see where that's connected. It's connected to... Oh, that's connected. Hmm. Yeah, one side's... Was it also on the capacitor? Really? It's connected to both sides of the capacitor. And I don't know if it's actually connected to those. That's not connected there. It's both sides of the capacitor. I'm not sure. That looks like it might be connected. And I feel like I'll have to buzz out some of the stuff. You know? These two are connected. Are all the bottom... No. They're not all connected across. Genesis? No. This is Famicom. Some weird Famicom shit. It's like the random transistor there. Yeah, right. This guy here. And then there's also this fucking... I don't know what the hell this is. Labeled C7. I know I took pictures of the damn thing. This. What the shit is this thing? What the shit is that? What is it? I don't understand. It's... Is it a capacitor? With a fucking plastic clear case? I don't think it's an LED. The front's turned on. That is not lit up. And it's labeled C7, labeled like a capacitor. Yeah, I said so. No. I don't know. It does have writing on one side of it that I can't really get a good angle of. I might try to get a good picture of it later. But I got to get really close for that, and that's going to be tough. It's on the side facing this here. But this is when you use it. No, you never use it. That's just the thing. And I still can't with this. With that, just ground off. Most likely 3D. Yeah, it, absolutely not 3D printed. That didn't exist back then. Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if this was 90s, honestly. I don't know about 80s, but here's a few attempts on the. Nope. Yeah, on the. On the light. Rare for to transparent, but I do think it could be one based on what little is visible. Yeah. I'll have to see if I can get a better angle of the text on it. Because there is text there. It's like I said, it's on the opposite side of this. It's really difficult to see though. As far as on the first 3D printer, okay, but like, I'm sure it's the industrial thing. Okay, that sounds extremely expensive. This is nowhere near that expensive. What is this? Yes. Yeah, it has that texture on the top of it. Come on, Reddit, you bastard. Polystyrene capacitor? What the fuck? Quite sensitive to heat. Capacitor's not capacitating. Polystyrene capacitor. Sorry for the flashbang. Yeah. Interesting. So yeah, it could be a capacitor. It could be a weird ass fucking capacitor that I've never seen before. Would I be able to replace that? Just in case. Just in case, maybe. All right. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. Put that back on. All right, number 3 is going off. Number 3 is now off. Let me actually in here. Format that print line. Print. Some file dot PRG, underscore PRG dot dat. Yoink. Paste. Sure. Over them first. I don't know if one of the ones which tend to fail over time. According to the quick skim I did, it said it's susceptible to heat. Yay! And let's go ahead and switch to the last one as well. Get that done. Like that. There, okay. And now let's see. There. PRG. CHR. Bam. Okay. These two are the same. But the program isn't. That's interesting. For F in all of that, do hex dump CV file into the file without the dat, but with dot text done. Okay. Difference. We want that guy and let's go with the last one. Whoa! Okay. What the hell? That is so weird. I wonder if it's freaking out because I don't have the cartridge, the disk system adapter plugged in. That is a urologist. It's a oh no! Also, there's a stage where they just follow up on how it changed every 3 months. Guessing because removing it might cause more issues than it solves at this stage. Whoa. That's unfortunate. Yeah, what the hell is going on here with this? Like, this isn't any kind of like pattern that I would expect. Like, is it just like flipping a few bits? See before they start removing it? Are they able to remove it? Some more issues that solves at this stage. Oh, are they gonna like wait for it to progress a little bit more so it's easier to remove? If it was its own ROM, I expect a lot less being the same. Yeah. Are they all the same direction? This one was A, went to 0. Wait, what the fuck? Wait, this is all kinds of different on this line. Why is it highlighted weird? What the fuck? D did 2. Oh, through this, that the highlighting of this is really fucking bizarre. 7F went to A9. Yeah. But surgery means removing his. Oh my god. That's a lot to remove. Okay. Let's have a look at this one. Again, really weird places for it to be different. Ah! I hate that. Really weird places for it to be different. Alright, just for shits, I'm going to turn all of them off. Instead of going through all the combos, I'm just going to go right to all off. This one. What the hell? That's so weird. Biflos to change some certain parts of the code in a specific way to make it not use the rest of the ROM, and therefore they don't care that it also only messes with the rest of it. I wonder if this screws with the disk system BIOS as well. I wonder. But for hang on, star dip star chur.dat do code go retro bin chur to image f star dot dat to dot tung done. What the hell? So one of them, all of them on is nothing's different. The last one off, gone. Just gone. Same thing with the second to last. This one, number 2, nothing different. Number 1, only a few things different. Okay. I'm going to plug in the RAM adapter. All right. And with all of them on, I'm sorry, off, we can see what it does. DK FDS. It's not the one I wanted. I wanted this one. Second to last. Okay. I had the wrong dip switch. If this would provide the CHR RAM, we'll see. But I had the wrong dip switch set. So it should be 1011. Nope. Which one do I want to use? Hang on. Let me get out of there. Let me. 1101. Okay, like that. I have them set correctly. I just didn't have it right on the file name. Okay. Really? Interesting. Interesting. What the hell's going on there? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Also, the device is only supposed to be used with certain combinations of dip switches, e.g. that switch 1, 2 should always be both either on or off, and this would change the PRG less randomly. Possibly. Yeah. Yeah, so, okay. 1 and 2. Zero, zero. So many. Oh my god. Yeah, so let's actually yeah, Vim D this guy. No. Text and non-FDS version of that. Really? So this is dip switch settings the same. This side has the disk system plugged in. This side does not. What are you going on about? Are you trying to peddle some like weird fucking homeopathy or some shit? 16 combinations and now 4 files for each combination. Yeah. As of quickly, 64 files. Yeah. I know, I get it. Okay. Do I want to do all combos? I don't know if I want. Should I do all combos? I don't know. That doesn't seem very productive, honestly. This one. Oops. Type. Pung. Let's paste those in here. Yeah, these guys. Those guys aren't any different. The FDS stuff, or the ones with the disk system plugged in, don't change at all. But for some of these, like these two, depending on whether or not it's plugged in or not, changes all kinds of shit. Is it doing internal changes? Dot sort it. These guys are all the same. Hang on, that guy actually is different. PRG. Let's do this one. So just the first one off. Interesting. Do I get the exact same data back? Like for these guys? I can try. Hey, Luke. I also do this for the PRG. The O1. This guy. That's the one that has all that crap different. Okay. So you can see it, Jermaine? Yeah. McDonald's. You don't pay free meal. Look at you, nice. Alright, well. Alright, so I didn't change anything. First one's off. This guy. Now where's one that was different with the FDS? Second to last. Alright, yeah. So dump that again. _2. Hang on. What is it for the second column? Is it like K or some shit? Yeah. Sort K2? That's what I want. Okay, sort by file name. No changes. These are inconsistent. Those are inconsistent as hell. What the fuck? Yeah, we probably need to trace out what the hell those actually are, right? No. I don't think I want to do that tonight. Do I? I don't think so. I don't think I want to start tracing shit. No, no, no. I closed it. Right. Is there some kind of yes, it's a really bizarre fucking thing. Let me unplug that wire so it doesn't break. So this is the current contraption that I have had plugged into my computer. All right, so this right here is my ROM dumper board. I'm gonna unplug that real quick. There. This is a NROM game, Donkey Kong 3. Come on. Uh-oh. Come on. Thank you. This thing's hard to give me PTSD. Jesus Christ. Okay. And then this right here is the disk system RAM adapter. That's a disk emulator. Don't worry about that. So this here is the device. This is a weird fucking thing. It's got that disgusting looking connector on it. That nasty thing. It's got a reset button on the front that I'm not entirely sure how that would work. What that does. It's got a bunch of dip switches. Let's actually turn that off now so I don't break something. Dip switches that I don't know what the hell they do except fuck with shit. And there's a little switch for disk/ROM, which selects either running the cartridge, the ROM cartridge, or off the disk system. Right? Now, so in theory, if I just... Hang on, let me actually do this. If I plug it in... Okay. I just have a cartridge installed. Turn it on. Cool. Has a reset button blocks access to the reset button on the RFME itself, doesn't it? Like physically? I don't think so. It doesn't block it on mine. Let me clean that. Hang on, I'll be back. If you do exactly the same dump and get different data, then I think there's two main possible reasons. Either there's open bus involved, or the dumper is trying to read data too fast. The bus may need to be slowed down to the logic chips. So there's two ways of reading data with this dumper. One of them is like a DMA. Oh, that is dirty. Okay, wow. One of them is kind of like a DMA kind of thing, where it's like, hey, get this block of address space. I've had issues with that in the past. In fact, that is why I'm using that read call that I am using, because I wasn't getting consistent results. So I'm using this to read a single address because I wasn't getting consistent results. What I could probably do is try and read the same address a few times, right? See if I get the same answer. Read it like 3 times and write the third time or something like that. God, this thing is. I should have cleaned this so long ago. Oh my god. That is so disgusting. It's coming out black, by the way. That's how bad this one was. Oh my god. They're all on actually. That's how they came in the box. They're all set to on. God, that thing is still so nasty. Try it off. Okay. Don't put this in the ear sticks. Yeah, those things. Sorry. I'm trying it. I'm trying it now. Okay. There we go. Helps if I have a clean cartridge. Oh my god. You'd think that would have been the first thing I fucking checked. I was thinking like higher delay between setting the address and reading the data, but I guess that might be available. Yeah, I don't think that's available. Yeah, I can try that. Yeah, I think I want to try the dumps again. We're gonna put that in there. We're not doing this right now. Come on, get in there. Thank you. Okay. They're all on. Without that, _2. I think I fat fingered that. Yep. Fat fingered my own password. All right. Okay. 506 059. Character's the same though. There we go. Now I've got consistent dumps. Beautiful. I hate it. Probably bad. No car. Yeah. Or no, that was FTS, right? Yep. Yeah. Come on. What was I doing? Alright, set one dip switches. First one set. Or unset, I suppose. Yeah, that's how that stuff goes sometimes. Do it twice right off the bat. I'm actually going to rename the other ones to 1. Let's go 1, not 13. Good. Good. Consistency. Beautiful. That's what I like to see. I moved the one. Okay, I moved the one that I had the. Yeah. Reset it. I need a better tool for this. Hang on. Can I find one? Do I have one just available? Lockpicking tool. That'll work. Okay. All of them on. Just twice. Good measure. They are all the same now. Well, no, you know what I mean. Okay. I swear to God, if that was really the issue. Or it wasn't even the dip switches. It was just the cartridge being dirty as fuck. Swear to God. I swear to God! Well, that explains why it was flipping weird bits. That explains it. Explains why none of it made any fucking sense. While I have this here, nearly open. Yeah. Let me clean these other two cartridges while I have all this shit here for me, you know? While it's all just ready and available in reach. This doesn't look as bad. It's not squeaky clean though. Well, you can hear it squeak, but like it's dirty. Stuff's coming off of it, right? Ooh, the other side's a little dirtier. This was not as bad as the one I decided to pick for the dumps. Jesus. Not great. Not terrible. Big switch in the ROM state. Yes, it is. I had to double check it, but yes, it is. It's not too bad. Not too great either, but you know, not too bad. Yeah, the Donkey Kong one is by far the worst cartridge, I guess, that I could have chosen out of the box. Like the dirtiest, rather. That I could have chosen for this. Yeah, look, I have no idea what the dip switches actually do. That was part of this experiment to see, oh, what does it change? Haha. Turns out, the things that changed were just because of a dirty cartridge. And apparently nothing else. Because I don't even have the, loud squeaking noise from outside. I don't even have the RAM adapter plugged in right now. Yeah, I'm going to turn all of them off now and see what happens. Okay, they're all off. All right. Change nothing. Yeah, and there's shit there. So it's not like, you know, it's reading open bus or nothing or blank, whatever the hell. Consistent reads. And the dip switches change nothing. All right. So, let's do the same thing. Oh boy. God. Damn it! The screws that hold the circuit board on are coming loose. Because of course they are. Because they're bolts with no washers or anything like that. They're just fucking bolts. Oh my god. So the ones up here, up top, are easier to get to. Alright, because it's right there. Come on. Is that? Not the, that's the wrong size one. The other one's really the right size, but it's a closer size, a workable size. Fire! God damn it! You go over there for now. Where the hell is the other one? Oh god, where'd it go? Come on. Really? I lost my other fucking screwdriver? Oh, no, there it is. There it is. Is that the one? That's the one? Yeah, that's the one. Thankfully, these ones that are loose are accessible without taking the cover off. Oh, those are loose too. Oh, I can kind of screw those. Oh god. God, yeah. There's no washers on these things. There's no like Loctite or whatever. No, they are the screws are bouncing around. No, it's not that they like don't stick well. It's just that this isn't designed in a way that made sense. Like, honestly, what I need to do is I need to dab some fucking hot glue on top of these things, on top of the bolts, just so they don't like rattle loose. That's it. It's just a shit design. Because it's just a standard, like, screw and bolt. There's no, like... The bolts are smooth. So there's no, like, texture or, like, you know... whatever, like, to dig into the circuit board or anything like that. No. There aren't even any, like, pads on the circuit board for these things. It's just a bare goddamn hole. Right? That's it. And this one here, like, the screw, like, wore out a good chunk of the hole, too. Yeah. You can kind of see, like, an indent a little bit of the bolt on that one, of the nut. But yeah, nothing's, like, keeping it from rattling loose, is what I'm getting at, right? Okay. I'm gonna plug this in. We're gonna unplug the emulator, the disk emulator. All right, and then we're gonna plug this guy back in without the cartridge. I'm gonna switch that over to disk. Plug that in. And we're going to turn all of them on. Okay. I'm going to plug it in. Actually, I want to read what the all the registers will do. Yeah, it goes through a nut on the other side. Yeah. Yeah. So there's no, like, threaded case or whatever. It's just a fucking nut that's being it's holding it on. It's terrible. It's terrible. Okay, so nope. Okay, here. All right, registers. This is These are write only, these are read only. Okay, so 403 and on are read only. Status register. Okay. So we'll probably get some from that. Drive status. We'll get a not ready or not inserted or some shit. There's an error somewhere that we're going to get, I think, right? Error there, maybe. I don't know. In late 80s. Yeah. A little on the expensive side. External connector read. Oh, right, because there's like a little like expansion connector thing on that, right? An expansion port located at the rear of the RAM adapter covered by a shutter, labeled as expansion port B on the twin Famicom. The unreleased Famicom network adapter was designed to use this port. Oh. Interesting. After low bits of the 4026 for writes and that for reads. These bits are bidirectionally on each side. Bidirectionally, each side can pull them low. As such, able to receive a data on a bit, the console must have first set that bit. Uh-huh. Interesting. Interesting. An unlicensed device called the iLine PC is known to connect to this port. This port to a PC. Interesting. Sound. Is sound going out there? Okay. Power supply. Ground. Bidirectional. Analog audio output. After the FDS audio is mixed in. Output. Oh, interesting. Then what does? Oh, so it's like a status or like a data read or whatever. Yeah, the hardware will do it, right? So, the drive status register, right? Is a disk inserted or not? You'll find out once you read it. Is the drive ready? Is the disk ready? You'll find out when you read it. Is the drive protected? I don't know. Yeah. So just loaded with the contents of the internal shift register every time the byte transfer flag raises. Byte transfer flag. This guy. So every time 8 bits has been transferred between the RAM adapter and disk drive. Reset when that is okay. Read this register acknowledges the IRQs. So can you like set up an IRQ to like fire whenever that's ready? Is that a thing? Is that how that works? Transfer mode, read or write. Okay. Name tail arrangement. CRC transfer control. Unknown always set to 1. CRC enabled. Interrupt enabled. Yeah. Generate an IRQ every time the byte transfer flag is raised. Oh. Interesting. Huh. So in theory, I'd be able to, well, I had to write. I think I'd have to write custom firmware for the dumper to respond to IRQs, which I don't think it does right now. I don't think it can do. I use for bleeding edge research. This guy. Ah, right. Unknown is 1. Yep. Transfer flag. Oh, you changed a bunch of these. All right. Can I use the dumper to dump disks? I don't believe so. I mean, I don't know. So, I am not familiar enough with the disk system. It is possible that I could tell the BIOS, the disk BIOS, to load a disk into RAM, and then dump the RAM. Possible, but I'm not familiar enough yet with the disk system to say yes or no. You can access Famicom to your PC if you don't need the Nintendo seal of approval. Yeah. Well. Anyway. But if using a disk copier, yeah, I'd be much better off using this little guy right here. Which again, I'm waiting for the actual wire for because I can't be bothered to make one myself. Basically, it's like splicing together 2 adapter wires, and I don't have two adapter wires to splice, but it can also use the allegedly it can use what's it? AV cables. Oh, about that. If you connect it to the disk system, then it's probably possible in theory, as a CO2 must be able to get at the data disk somehow. But yeah, probably not practical. Whereas if I plug this into USB, and on the other side I get plugged into the disk system, I can just say, "Hey, computer, copy everything off of it," or copy everything to it, right? To the disk or whatever, right? So, yeah. All right. So now that I've got that plugged in and all of them are on, oops. FDS. Casey is also very impractical. Is that like the audio or something like that? Is that what that one was? And then your computer has to like decode the audio or some shit. Yeah, very impractical, but I mean you can do it if you if you really want to. SF FDS dip star. Okay. And then we're gonna set one of these. First one. I'm gonna unset technically, but you custom port of the program. Nice. Nothing changed yet. Where is the other screwdriver? Why do I have so many screwdrivers over here? Get out of here. Where's the little one? No. This is what I'm using. This is the medium hook, I think? Okay. I'm not sure that was already all the way down. Wait for that to finish. It was not. Do that again. Different than the others, but definitely consistent. Yeah. Consistent. Yep. Very consistent. But this is good. Consistency. Okay, so that does who knows what. And I'm reading the entire... Yeah, I'm reading the entire address space here. An idea would have been like, oh, maybe like the div values are on a register or some shit. I don't know. It's not. I'm gonna turn all of them off. Just for shits and giggles. The rear serial port thingy. Possible, because it did say in some promotional material that like, oh, these aren't used yet. Haha. And the fact that that these aren't seeming to change anything. Yeah, those don't seem to change anything. I kind of want to trace out where the fuck those go. What time is it? 9:45. Do I want to start tracing shit? Don't believe that any of the ICs on the thing have tri-state outputs, which means no readable registers. Really? Where's your list here of ICs? I need to actually save that. Hang on. Copy. I don't actually have a folder for this yet, do I? I've got like FDS stuff. That's not what I... Well, no. Make their... What the... What is it again? Souseiki? Seki? Fammy. Voice in your head, yeah, right? Vim. ICs. MD, why not? Yes. Are you excluding the RAM chip from that, or is that what the sensor chips are for? What do you mean? I mean, there's the SRAM chip right there. Okay. The no. Oh, okay. The no tri-state. Gotcha. I am curious where this would be, though. It's hooked up to the port in the back, which is weird. I'm curious what that RAM chip would be doing then. I guess I'd have to see the dumps of the discs to really know. You know? It doesn't need a battery. It's not save RAM. It's just, what was it, static RAM? It's just a type of RAM that, you know, is cleared without a battery, without static, yeah. Doesn't stand for save RAM, it stands for static RAM. We know the RAM gets mapped to 5000 to 5000F in disk mode by default. Is that just for the FDS, or? Oh. Okay, let's... In that case... What I'm going to do is I'm going to unplug... Hang on. The RAM adapter. In disk mode. Okay. And then... Oh, I don't want to record. Get out of that. And then... How did I do this before? No. Local right string. Adder value. Local function. That's very tidy, no worries. So do you have a good night? Thank you for stopping by, appreciate it. Get some good sleep. Why did I pass in log there? Okay. Right string. Yeah. Right string. At, whoa. Where do we say it started? 5,000. Start. Zero X 5 FF. No, that's not a 5. X 5 FF. D. D, E, F. These two should chop off. File and start, end. Start, stop. File name. File equals io dot open file name wb for adder equals start to stop by 1 do. Well, no, it's fine. Dump range. No, we're just going to do file name because I don't care. that. Put that up there. File. Flush. File. Close. Dump. Range. Dump file. PRG. Not dat. From 0x4020 to 0xFFFF. CPU range. CPU range. Whoa, 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 whoa. There it goes. Zero, zero, two, one, FFFF. Okay. Then for this, I can just do a dump CPU range, dump file, uh, 0x5000 to, actually, we will dump the entire ROM range. RAM test, dump file. Okay. Oh, because I did it again. How dare you! What? A nil value start adder. Right string. We should have seen that by now, shouldn't we? Just get selected. Nothing. Are you sure? Power State has to map the RAM there, otherwise Fammy Disk software wouldn't load properly from startup. I am in disk mode, yes. Oh, all the switches are up though. Hang on, let me reset the dip switches. Try that again. I am writing this stuff, right? Plus I minus 1 because I starts at 1. Ew. How about this? How about if so we're getting FF everywhere. So what if I just where's the right one? Oh, it's right there. No, I want, yeah, 4 adder equals 0x4020. C0 needs to be explicitly initialized. Where's the init? There's the init mapper. WR. That was 0 you said, right? What was this 1E value again? Still nothing. I am doing this one, right? Yep. Random test, and this one's going to be dump ROM. Okay. For there to there by 1 do zero XA. Write to the entire range and see what it writes, if anything. And we want to dump everything as well. Catch. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. If I switch it to ROM? Probably more nothing. More nothing. Interesting. Does it need the RAM adapter plugged in to do some stuff? Is it using those registers on the RAM adapter? Is it because like it's maybe getting an open bus or something with nothing plugged in? Because it's not ever expecting to really run with nothing plugged in, right? So could it be there is no like electrical connection? Yeah. So let's do that. All right. That's plugged in now. I come over here. Oh, something's a little different. Why is that a little different? Not different in the places I would expect it to be different. But that didn't change. Okay. C90. Hold up, wouldn't that... Wait a minute. Shouldn't I be seeing... Shouldn't I be seeing the BIOS here? Right, and I'm reading to FF. I am in disk mode. What? Dump file versus dump file. What? Okay. All right. What is that register? That's not a disk system register, right? No. What the fuck is that register? I wish I could dump these ROMs, honestly. For returning any errors. Letters are just over the file's header. Loads memory location below. That's ignored. But those are permitted. What the fuck? Files can contain a maximum of 20 file IDs to load with shorter list stored in IFF. Try doing the memory test with the F disconnected and 00 in the register. Oops. Whoa. That's not even. That's not even the ROM. Is it? Those don't seem right. I was just misremembering. Never mind. Nope. Nope. Okay. Still no RAM access though. Yeah, I'm really needing those dumps now, I think. Right? To figure out what the hell's actually going on with these. Does Messen handle disk system stuff? Gotta be careful sometimes when I load here. Audio. On test, there should be the demo of the wrong key digits on whatever set you flashed. Should there be? What would the name of it, the file name be? Because again, I'm not entirely sure where I got these. So I doubt it's complete. Okay, yeah, it will. Alright. Well, no, this is still biospace. Okay, yeah, it'll disassemble it. Alright, that's good. Really, it puts it way the fuck up here. That's hilarious. Yeah, I don't have that. No intro? I'm not familiar. Okay. Board requires you to be registered and logged in to view this forum. I'm not doing that right now. I'll do that later, but not right now. No. Yeah. That's the only SE anything. Well, these two are the only SE anythings. Or SO? Soccer. Solomon no Kagi. Solomon. Yeah, a bunch of these I can't, like... a bunch of these are tossed, so I can't actually, like, play a bunch of these on stream. Because they're, you know, fucking unlicensed FDS ROMs, right? So some have titties. They're pixel art, but you know, still not something I can show on stream. Adult card game. Yeah, exactly. It's funny, but yeah, some of them in here are ones I can't really show. Did I? I probably did, yeah. Just really weird shit. Yeah. I remember there was one game. It wasn't a disc system game. Oh god. The difference between pixel art and pixelated art. Yeah, still today done. There was one game. It was poker, but it was like strip poker for the NES or Famicom. And like the first round was like an easy win. But then like the game fucking cheated, right? So the odds of you winning were god awful terrible. Might have been like blackjack or something like that. Or no, yeah, something like that. So I ended up like opening up the debugger mess and just figuring out what the card values were in RAM and where they were. And then just locking them to all the highest values. So I just always win. It worked, but it was funny. I found out that the dump that I had wasn't a good dump. It was a corrupted dump because a bunch of like one of the later graphics had like one of the tiles, like the background tile or something like that, had a corruption in it or something. There was like a few like a few bits flipped in some of the tiles that just screwed up the entire image that I was able to fix. I never released a patch for it, but yeah, I'll have to dig that up again. See where that went. That's why I no longer use goodness. Why does that sound familiar? Nestle? No. What is goodness? Not Nestle. Not food. Old ROM database? Ah. List of NES games. NA. Oh, yeah. Okay. Fandom.com. Ew. 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 Case of the padlocks? No. What? Case of the padlocks? What the hell are you on about? Let's unplug that. Alright. Not a company which steals. Yeah, that company. That piece of shit company. No, is this one I want? Okay. Num files, set num files. I'm looking to see here if I could like feasibly dump discs with my cartridge dumper. I don't know if I'd be able to though. Yeah, because I don't think the dumper hardware like responds to IRQ stuff. Oh. I need the bathroom again. I'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. Oh. Never has to switch where they got all the gold from. No. Okay. Let me have a look at. Ugh. This. I think it's this one anyway. Right header. File constants. Off audio. File right? Oh, yeah, okay, fair. Yep. The jumper's present. Okay. Jacob is inverted. Some members may do this, including that. Do not check it. Okay. Jumper Famicom sound. Check for Famicom audio. This for map mirroring modes to help detect mapper. No, I don't care. If I see software mirroring switch is working properly, I don't care. Flash ID, I don't care. Maybe the register needs a different value. What about E1 with FDS? I'm assuming the value is suggested for a reason. Possibly. Oh, it's right here. That. That's E1. And then 0, 0 should reset that, right? Yeah, 0, 0 resets that. Wait. Am I just going to the wrong addresses? No, okay. No, it's not doing anything special. Yeah. It's just in the study box stuff, I had it where it was it would have been like 2 characters like that. Right? And I didn't want to do that. So I just, I should do it. I could just replace that with just start and end. Yeah, nothing. And if I do this, but starting at 5,000 instead of something weird, and just write everywhere. Excuse me. So write E1, AA everywhere. Nothing. Write zeros to that register. I'm not seeing AA. In other cases, they can lock with a padlock. Oh, that incredibly racist game. All right. Custard Revenge. Yeah. Yeah. So none of these are returning any RAM. It changed that you're not getting ROM, but yeah, no change for the RAM. Yeah. Or no, I want the other. How does CHR work for the system? So file, disk ID structure, file structure, header structure, load address, load data set. Okay, so like will it, can I tell it to load something directly into into its character RAM? Do you want some racism with your adult Atari game? There's a bit in the register or something. Hopefully you don't have a bad RAM chip. Yeah, once I can dump the other discs, I'll have a better idea of what the hell's going on. VRAM. Wait, what? VRAM address big endian because PPU. Yep. Length of data 0 means length of 64. Copy or fill. Increment by 1. Increment by 32. Okay. Copy data to VRAM. Repeated as many times as needed. The 7 terminate structure. Data to copy, yeah. Ugh. So what's a stripe image buffer? What? Procedural absolute is a call command. The 2 bytes to follow that address was a sub-VRAM structure and no any other structure. Wait, commands? What the fuck? In a data structure? Call sub-VRAM structure address. What the fuck? What the fuck is going on here? What is that? What? I don't know how I feel about that. Yeah, buffers located there. 300 holds the maximum index, and 31 holds the correct index. Buffer, actual buffer lies like that. So does it copy stuff? So does it copy CHR into system RAM and then to its internal VRAM? What the hell? More compression, I guess. Some rudimentary compression there. PPU updates during gameplay, not for disk transfers. What? Okay. Interesting. Oh, yeah. To dump the BIOS, sure. To a disk, right? Set up a structure with updates, and then the NMI code does the transfer? Maybe. I haven't, like I said, I haven't dug into a lot of this stuff. Jump engine. What? Here's call routine to do the truck transfers. Truck right, yeah. Well, that'd be up here in these more common, I'd assume. Maybe not. I don't know. I'd assume it'd be in here somewhere, right? VRAM fill. Machine does two things. Fills the pattern table with the value in X, or it fills the corresponding name table with the value in X and attribute table with the value in Y. RAM fill. Fill RAM pages with a value in A. Read keyboard. Oh man. Attempt to read the family basic keyboard. You're saying A equals 0 if nothing is connected. Keyboard data is stored starting from row 8 in descending order, with each byte containing column 0's data in the lower nibble, column 1's data in the upper. A set bit means that key was pressed. Load tile set. Read write 2-bit per pixel and 1 bit per pixel tile sets. Oh, to and from VRAM. Interesting. FDS, this format is a page with the file structure stuff. Disk format, you said? This one, yeah. Right. Normal disk. Event. Japanese National Disk Fax Tournaments. This is generally yelled, but from 87 to 88, software that required a blue shutter disc was also released. This is a disc that supports a device called Disk Fax. Transmitters receive scores, save data, and midterm progress rankings to Nintendo at the stores compatible with the yellow disc. The Disk Fax tournament was held for a limited time only, and prizes were sent to the top winners at a later date. Interesting. Golf contest, yeah. License code. Licensee? Come on. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Cloudflare. Please. Thank you. Sony companies release games on Nintendo platforms are replaced in their games Nintendo headers or FDS info blocks. Nintendo headers? What the fuck is a Nintendo header on a Famicom? Thank you for that follow, though. Appreciate it. Around a third of licensed Nintendo NES games have at least part of a header present before their CPU vectors. Really? Really? Huh. Interesting. These 8-bit ideas mostly consistent across platforms, though there are some differences between these observed here on the NES or FDS and those documented on later platforms like the Game Boy. 8-bit codes are later replaced with 2 character codes, which have been in use since. Unlicensed. Nintendo. Numerous releases unverified. Capcom. Hot B. Coconuts. Gremlin. Guess where the guess where the SNES header first originated. Yeah. Yeah, because I know SNES cartridges have a header in there. although it's not necessarily at the head, but it's some metadata stuffed in there somewhere, a specific address. I'm curious if the study box has that somewhere. I just didn't see. You know? License code. Lesson. So be in here. No. Doesn't have any of that. Got this though. Title. That'd be title of anything. So this has a few more vectors than the nest does. Yeah, just a handful. Just a handful. But yeah. 3C03. I don't know. Doesn't look like anything to me. To EF. Wait, am I reading that? FE0 to EF. This right there. Nothing. FF0 to FF1. Checksum. Sum of all the bytes in the relevant area, excluding the 2 PRG checksum bytes. Big Endian. Huh. I'd be curious. Given area. Whole PRG runs your each stage. Fascinating. Fuck. I'll have to test that. Just for shits and giggles. I'll have to see if that's a if I can check some. Of course, this would be FEFF. Wouldn't that be 0 apparently if RAM. F4. Data sizes. Yeah. Slightly different sense checksum, which does everything including the checksum itself, but since the inverse checksum is stored right after, checksum value doesn't actually affect the checksum. Yeah. Header validation byte, 8-bit checksum of F2 minus F2 to F9? 2 to 9 should be 0. I don't think that's the case there. Interesting. Yeah. Anyway, I don't think I'm going to get much further tonight. I'm suddenly very tired. Also shows how old EA, Activision, and Ubisoft are. They all have header codes. Yeah. We might revisit this, or we might come back to this on Sunday. I think I might do some tweaking, or not tweaking, but some playing around with disk system stuff to get more familiar with that. If not, we'll change gears to some study box stuff because there is a bunch of cleanup that I want to do for a lot of that other code for generating wave files and all that. There's a lot of cleanup I want to do in there. lot of cleanup. Remove a bunch of the hard-coded shit, and actually construct the audio reproducibly and without manual tweaking in like Audacity or some shit. So we'll probably be doing that on Sunday. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna see if anyone else is live. So give me a second. Don't go anywhere quite yet. Alright. Let's see. Live. So really on doing software stuff? Just about, yeah. Did I get the missile to play? On emulator, yes. Physical hardware, no, because my my recording hardware is terrible. That's what I have determined there. I might just throw like $50 at a cheap tape deck on Amazon just for shits and giggles. I don't know. $50 is $50, whatever. If so, that'll be after Thanksgiving. Yeah. Someone's learning C++. Yeah, let's go say hi to this guy. Yeah. Yeah, okay, he's not I thought I was leaving for a second. Okay. Come say hi with me. Oh, can you? Oh my God. Twitch, please. Thank you. Oh. All right. The aux to cassette adapter would be funnier. Well, that wouldn't work because it has to be able to seek. So you can't seek with those. Anyway, come with me to say hi. I'd really appreciate it. I'll see you on Sunday doing some stuff. Probably swapping back to the study box until I can get discs dumped, which I'm waiting on hardware, like I said. But yeah, I will see you guys next time. Have a good night. Bye.